going to take me a few minutes, but I wanted to gather my thoughts before I posted this video. I'm expressing the outrage of what's going on in not just America, nationally, but globally, with a lot of things. I want to point out this is in Matthew chapter 24, the Messiah, Yeshua, or Yahusha, points out all of the many different wars and rumors and catastrophes and famine and pestilence, and as well as all throughout Scripture, all throughout the New Testament, Pauline epistles in particular, 13 letters, is that men will become lovers of themselves. Mankind will exalt one another, will exalt the individuals, and will be pretty much stepping on one another's feet, and just as well as those who, like Proverbs, the book of Proverbs speaks of those who lurk privately to pursue blood and enjoy the company. Romans 1:32. They enjoy the company of others who do the same. Men will be boasters of themselves in 1 Timothy 3, I believe. Will be boasters of themselves, heady, high-minded, proud. Men laying with women, women laying with women for the unnatural use of one another. In this current climate, I just made a lighthearted post on Facebook that actually got a lot of attention, a little bit of attention, garnered a little attention. And there was a woman that I've been Facebook friends with, social media friends with for many years now. Dear sister in Christ, and she and again I was making a post about the gas prices. The gas prices where I am currently in East Atlanta, a small suburb, a very small suburb. People probably overlook it, but the gas prices out here is like $3.60 a gallon, $3.65 a gallon, and that's on the low end because this is actually from a gas station that I found that is, I guess, is a bargaining, is a discount, passing out gas at a discount. I drove about 4 miles down the road and it was $3.90, $3.95 at a BP. I remember last year, I think it was last year, when the pipeline first got shut down, Colonial Pipeline up on the East Coast, and that in Richmond, Virginia, it was seen that the gas price was, there's a station out there where it was, what was it? I think $6.99 a gallon. If I could find a screenshot of that, I would, or a photo. But it was $6.99 a gallon. That's ridiculous. It's asinine. It was cruel because it shows blatant price gouging. People trying to profit, and this has been how it is for eons of time, I guess. People profiting from a crisis. What's going on in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? This is a serious matter. Lives are being lost. Russia just flipped the switch, decided to invade Ukraine, a former province of the Soviets, of the former USSR. They want that place back. They want that country back that ever since declared sovereignty, because of all of the different, it goes deep, but the minerals and the natural gas is everything that is present in Ukraine, and the uranium and so much other stuff. It's mind-boggling how rich that country actually is. And so it's understandable when you have that. But I'm not going to side with Russian president, dictator, Tsar, and his quest to get them back. There will be more of this happening. More of this happening. I remember looking at videos, just fun, lighthearted videos, like about like what if the British Empire got back, reunited, or what if Rome, the Roman Empire, formed back together, or the Khan, if you remember Genghis Khan, or the Hun dynasty came back together. All of the lands Alexander the Great that they formed back together, reformed into a solid unit, things like that. This really interests me about the thirst for power in mankind, humankind, because women are not excluded. You know, women might not be in a position of power in order to like to begin conflicts between nations and start wars and such like that. There have not been any in great positions of power to have the opportunity to do so. They're still all on a small scale. Women be going at each other's throats all the time. So stop that. It just interests me again about the lust for power and control over not just your home, like your 2,000 or 2,800 square foot home in suburban Atlanta on the south side of Chicago. So, but then the thirst for power, thirst for control of your neighborhood, of your village, your city, your state, your province, Commonwealth, the entire country. It just intrigues me. I even think about now that it just came to my mind of the Crusades. The Crusades by Roman Catholic, or the Knights Templar, I believe it is, or what are they called? But the Roman Crusaders launched by Pope Urban in I think it was around 1200 AD or so, the first one. And I forget how it was. There was 4 or 5 of them. But they quickly got out of hand. At first, it started out very lighthearted, or so. Not lighthearted, but it had a purpose in the beginning to reclaim the Holy Lands, the Holy Land in the Middle East. But it very quickly got out of hand, and this is the case with anything. Like a lot of people, and I know, kind of going off on a tangent, here, there, everywhere, but it also goes off for a valid tangent. When people say, "Oh man, I hate social media, I hate the television, I hate the computer, the internet, whatever," no, these are neutral things. It's the heart of man, the corruption in my own heart, in my mind, that leads to me actively choosing to do sinful acts of disobedience to the holy and righteous Elohim, to the Most High ruler of all creation. This is an act of open rebellion. Whether people are celebrating the pagan holidays, that's an act of open rebellion. Whether people are being a woman or a man is being promiscuous and constantly going one another partner every day of the week, like the old stupid rap song. It's an act of open rebellion. Where the person is bullying or fighting somebody with their fists, or talking down, condescending to those you claim to love, strangers and such. It's all an act of open rebellion. We're supposed to be speaking to one another with words of seasoned with salt and grace, being representatives of the Messiah here on earth, showing as a light of the world, and people aren't doing it. Instead, there are Christians, professing Christians, engaged in acts of rebellion. So there are actual Christians, professing Christians, engaged in these acts of open rebellion. And just think about those who have rejected the free gift of hope and the redemptive work of the atonement of Christ on the cross, and are, in a sense, and they're living for themselves, are those who, like many people say, oh man, well, those who haven't heard, okay, those who haven't heard the gospel, anywhere it is, they have become a law unto themselves. They'll know, everyone knows, have a sense of right and wrong, and yet they still choose an act of open rebellion. There'll be many more acts of open rebellion against the Most High in these last days, which is why I'm constantly questioning, and I wonder the direction of humanity, the direction of society, and I truly do wonder where the United States will be at the end of this administration, 2024, 2023, 2024, as he's leaving office in January 20th, I believe it's today. If he get reelected, perhaps he'll get reelected. Perhaps something may happen, and as I've actually mentioned before, I believe that he will be actually forcibly removed from office due to a lack of cognitive function. I kept that. I've only spoken about that thought before to a few people, but now it's on social media on this channel, and now it's getting out to everybody I know, to everybody in the YouTube community. Yeah, he'll be I believe he'll be forcibly removed from office due to lack of cognitive function, and someone else will take over, like unfortunately, the number 2 in command, the kind of the jackal, the laughing jackal, who doesn't even know what's going on, like 95% of the time, and has already proven her lack of qualifications for the current position she holds. And the number 3 person, who is also just as old. I mean, think about it, just do a search, DuckDuckGo, not Google, DuckDuckGo, about the average age of anyone in Congress, the average age of senators, the average age of anybody, and these people who are lawmakers, career politicians. And because they're career politicians, they just have been, they're comfortable where they are. This is what the case of kind of what happens, which is why I even understand why people are often given separation pay or so, because they've been in office, they've been in a certain position in their company for many years. They've been with the same company for probably 30 years or so, and now the company wants fresh meat, fresh talent, fresh blood. It's all this stuff is understandable from a business perspective. I'm the employee, they're the employers. So my thoughts again on where society will be by 2030. The United States, again, this woman, she told me that about the price of petrol in England. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, all of this that is currently going on is in a response, it's like a chain event in response to the bug that has plagued this globe, however you feel about it. I already made, I think, 2 separate videos about the bug. The bug, which is taken down humanity and caused a revision of how we conduct life, in a sense, or conduct business, and how we move in this world. it's just been totally redirected in the past 2 years. You see businesses shutting down and such. And now society, the degradation of society, at least in the Western world, with the acceptance of so much unscientific foolishness. And now, with this war and the many heated conflicts all over the globe, which the United States is at the center of most of them, about half of them, like with North Korea, Iran, China, now Russia. Yeah. I just wonder again where society will be in 2024. Well, America will be in 2024. Society, if it would even be recognizable in 2030. I've had this same thought for many months, several months now. And if people are, this is the thing, if people are only driven to just to get money or to get power, to gain power, or sexual relationships, they're losing. They're losing. Everyone, the Bible is so central to life and towards the actually being successful. I would say, just from a lack of better words, being spiritually successful in how you view what's going on and with the degradation of society. Now, the Christian word, the Christian Elohim of Scripture, Yahuwah, the Almighty, said it lays out the blueprint towards salvation, the hope that lies before all who have professed and proclaimed openly of faith, their faith in the Messiah, Yahusha, for his salvation, for his atonement on the cross, and that he alone is the only way, the truth, the only life. It hurts to know. It does. It really does. It hurts to know that in the end, the majority of this world is traveling down the road to destruction. And the majority of this world will reject this great salvation. It hurts, especially when just taking it back to bringing it home, and you think about your friends and your family and all your loved ones who they just say, no, I don't want to have anything to do with it. You bring the gospel to them, they just say, I don't want to have anything to do with it. No, leave it alone. No, let's change the conversation. You invite them to your fellowship. Hopefully, your fellowship is biblical. It's biblically solid and speaks about, actually draws home the message of the gospel in every sermon. And if your preacher, your pastor, is talking a bunch of just foolishness, unbiblical nonsense, you cut his mic off and you go, expose him if you're doing like I did one time at this church in Midtown Atlanta that was celebrating one of the pagan holidays, celebrating Christ Mass. And I was like, hey, what is this? What is this? All these decorations? What's up with this? So expose him if the Spirit compels you to do so. But if not, no, just quietly just remove yourself from the situation and just never attend that fellowship ever again. I wonder where society will be. The state of Christianity as well. Just Christians, not the church, the big C, the big letter C, but the small letter C, the church buildings, all of these religious temples on the streets, on the corners of every street, especially here in the South where I live, in the Bible belts from Texas to the Carolinas. What will be the state of humanity of these professing Christians? What would be their state, our state? Will we even recognize anything? Or will we just look back like I often do, and I'm sure other people do? They just look back 20 years ago and say, "Oh man, I remember when the price of bread was this, and the price of milk, and the price of gas, and a little pack of gum actually was 25 cents. The cost of houses and rentals, and even the clothing that people will wear, their sense of style in the 90s, in the 80s, and the 70s. Start thinking about, man, how much your parents purchased their home. They probably bought it with cash. The price of cars. I remember this. I was looking at a newsletter from a magazine. A newsletter from a rolled up newspaper that was left in my parents' driveway. I looked at a car dealership newsletter, and there was a truck. I think it was like a Chevy Silverado or something, or I don't know. I don't remember. But the truck was like $55,000. Like, what? And my mom was, yeah. That's been the norm for the past couple of years. A truck for 55 grand, like it's 55, 57 grand. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Where will humanity be? Will it even be recognizable in the next 5 or 6 years after another administration has already come and gone in America, presidential administration, and then another administration is already halfway through by 2030? You think about social media, silencing those who criticize the government, silencing those who speak out and against male to females. And surprisingly, there's a very, 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 very high number of male to female in relation to female to male, and they're joining women's sports and dominating. Even combat sports like Alana McLaughlin and Fallon Fox, who broke a woman's face, orbital socket in a sanctioned mixed martial arts match. So people who speak out against what's going on, I even think about my brothers and sisters who speak out against the deletion of children in the womb. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly. But their voices will be silenced even further. I have a friend, he's constantly going to court. Well, two friends constantly going to court battles. Another friend who was at a high, not high profile, I guess, not really, but kind of was with a university some years ago for speaking out. He was actually on the campus, and that was all about the campuses have their private, they have their open speech zone on college campuses, which is extremely small. But yeah, you can talk freely about anything in the world, any nonsense, any foolishness in the world. Even people, and like those in the community and of my color, they can just freely use. No, rappers can freely use the N-word, but any other ethnicity, no. And then just women degrade themselves in the music videos and the rap videos, and celebrities, they degrade themselves. But if anyone does it If a man does it, the outrage. And then it's the rise of it seems like it's died out already, but the also me movement with celebrities and Harvey, I believe his name of that. Or Mr. Ep. Yeah, the guy Ep. I don't know if he died in prison or something, but some foolishness happened. Yeah, he supposedly deleted himself in prison. There's a conspiracy on that. You look at everything going on in society, just in the United States. I've been taking notice of things in the last 2 years, since 2019, since 2020. I was just like, wow. This world is bonkers. It's, it's just off the rails. Romans 1:18 through 32. Welcome to Bizarro World. Pray, Adonai Yahusha, come quickly. Please come quickly.